Hey, good morning to you. 6 o'clock on your Monday morning, and we want to say happy birthday to the National Basketball Association. Happy birthday to the NBA. It was created on this day in 1949 as a merger between the Basketball Association of America and the National Basketball League.
So there were 17 teams in the NBA's first season, and 3 of them were right here in Indiana. The Indianapolis Olympians and Anderson Packers both folded, though, within just a few years. The Fort Wayne Pistons now play in Detroit. So a little history for you on this Monday morning before you start your work week.
Very cool. Happy birthday to them and good morning to you, and potentially happy first day of school for some of our families and teachers up early with us. Welcome back after summer break. It's 6 o'clock. I'm Sam in for Julia this week along with Julia and Matt. So much rain we saw over the weekend. You had to dodge it if you had outdoor plans. That will not be the case today.
No kidding. We had the thousands at the convention center for Gen Con. They even had some issues with the weather. Maybe you did as well. So much high water, just flash flooding in communities on Saturday.
Sure. When you hear 2 to 3 inches, it's a lot, but to get it in 2 hours, that is a lot. So we still had some of that street flooding. Shelbyville had a lot of flooding throughout their downtown too, and so you may be cleaning up a little bit, but we do have good weather for that first day of school. Some of those schools, Greenfield Central, New Pal, we're talking about Franklin Township. We're going to have a great back to school today, and I know there's still a lot of jitters, or you're thinking, Matt, don't remind me, I don't want to go back to school. I tell you what, the weather's going to be fantastic though today. You don't have to worry about the bus stop forecast as much, other than a little bit of patchy fog. A lot of it though is just hovering just above the ground, which allows us for the most part to drive okay. It gets a little bit thicker out towards Muncie and Newcastle, so north and east of Indy, but you can see the low clouds thanks to some of the extra humidity from all that water we picked up. I mean, we got 2 to 6 inches in places across central Indiana there just Saturday afternoon alone. No rain out there today, but we do have a few morning clouds. They're low. They'll clear out here soon, and then we're talking about a beautiful, a stunning Monday. But right now you can see the clouds holding low across Bloomington and Bainbridge this morning. Carmel looks pretty good though. Connorsville looks pretty good. So it's just kind of hit or miss depending on where you are. Right now we're in the low mid-60s farther north, down to 60 in Marion, at 64 in Tipton, 60 in Muncie, down to 50s. Richmond a little cooler, 65 in Greenfield, 66 in Edinburgh, and 65 reporting in Bloomington. So it's a nice start this morning. Other than a little bit of patchy fog, we have a great forecast for you. Recess is going to be stunning. Even the teachers on recess duty for that first day of school maybe won't be complaining too much. Looks great. Coming up though, we'll talk about rain chances on the way with our next front. Lindsay, how's traffic moving this morning?
Looking pretty good. And just a quick reminder, because there may be more buses out there over the next couple of mornings, some passing rules. If you do come across a bus that is out there picking up some kids headed to school, if you are on a 2-lane highway traveling in both directions, you have to come to a complete stop. Same deal with that multi-lane paved crossroad. That's where we've got that turning lane in the middle. Both directions of traffic also have to come to a stop. The only time you wouldn't is when you are on a divided highway where you have an unpaved or a barricade in the center lane there. Then you just need to slow things down in the opposite direction, but still encouraging you to travel with some extra caution out there over the next few mornings, as we're going to start to see more school buses hitting the roadways. Guys?
That's a great little reminder there. Thank you, Lindsay. Well, surrounded by hundreds of brothers and sisters in blue, Lynn Town Marshal Brad Fischer was laid to rest over the weekend.
Fischer was killed last week while deploying stop sticks during a pursuit when investigators say he was hit by that suspect's vehicle. Marina Silva is back in studio this morning with how his family is honoring his life and the message they are sharing as they continue to grieve. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, a community still trying to come to terms with an unimaginable loss as hundreds gather to say one final goodbye to Lynn Town Marshal Brad Fischer. Now, less than a week after he was killed in the line of duty, Fischer was laid to rest at Spartanburg Cemetery. The 50-year-old spent his life serving others as a town marshal, a firefighter, an EMT, and a father. Those closest to him say no matter who needed help, Brad Fischer always answered the call.
Brad showed up, no matter the request, no matter the call. He was there. And his selfless legacy will never be forgotten. His loss is immeasurable, but we will hold on to his laughter, his storytelling, his compassion, and his caring heart. He touched everyone he met and made us all better people.
after the funeral and on the way to the ceremony, people all over Lynn lined the procession route in order to pay their respects, and even some dressed in Chicago Cubs gear, his favorite team. So I can tell you from being out there the day after the funeral, or I'm sorry, the day after he died, there were flowers on the police cruiser and cards, and a lot of people coming to pay their respects, even very early in the morning. We saw some as early as 4 in the morning. So coming up at 6:30, we're going to share more from the cemetery and some views there.
And when you've pointed out how small of a community this is, then also so tight-knit and really going to be affected. Thanks, Marina.
Yeah. Your time is now 6:05. New this morning, a man is now under arrest after a deadly double shooting over the weekend. One man was killed, another seriously hurt, and it all happened just before 1 yesterday afternoon in the middle of the day near 10th and Arlington. Police say they found a man inside an apartment complex who had been shot multiple times. He was taken to the hospital for his injuries. Moments later, though, officers were called to the Community Hospital East for a man in a car who had also been shot, and police believe those two shootings are connected. That second man died at the hospital. Police announced the arrest around 2:30 this morning, so we are now reaching out to the prosecutor's office for official charges. Metro Police are also investigating a second deadly shooting on the east side.
This one happened around 6:30 yesterday morning near 34th and Emerson. Now, police arrived and they say they found a man laying between two homes who'd been shot. He died there at the scene. Police don't know exactly when he was shot or why.
This is not what we should be waking up to here in Indianapolis. People should not have to lose their life because of a disagreement or whatever the case may be that led up to gunfire ringing out and this individual losing their life.
Now, right now, Metro Police say they do not have any suspects, and they're still trying to piece together exactly what happened. So anyone with information, if you think it could help, you're asked to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. Happening today at the State House, daycare providers will weigh in on proposed changes amid cutting costs. As we've told you before, the proposal includes lowering requirements for providers and pushing more of the cost onto parents. A public hearing gets underway this morning at 10 o'clock. Governor Mike Braun says he will listen to all the voices before making a final decision. That could take a couple months, though. And as so many students head back to school, a reminder to be aware of kids at the bus stop in those school zones this morning, too.
That's right, because a lot of schools, 4 more districts return to the classroom today. Those districts include Franklin Township, Speedway, Greenfield Central, and New Palestine. Now, Saturday, educators and community leaders met up to talk about the importance of supporting public schools in Indianapolis.
This was called For the Love of Public Schools, and they talked about the importance of early childhood education and how strong public schools can create better communities.
Regardless of what your zip code is, regardless of your school choice or family preference, we should still show love to our public education system. Just making sure that we aren't forgetting about public education and all the good it has done and why it's important that we continue to invest in public education.
Now, those who attended were talking about encouraged to bring school supplies as well to help donate to local teachers. New this morning, 40 adults and 15 children are displaced after a fire at an apartment complex in Beech Grove. This started as a kitchen fire at Diplomat Apartments. This is on Albany Street. Now, when firefighters got there, they say they did find heavy smoke pouring out of the building. They got everyone out within about 15 minutes and that fire under control in 30. Several animals were also rescued, but no injuries reported.